Guys, the last time that we left off is where we talked about G-Man, the Cult, GARRY'S MOD, the other games that revolve about GARRY'S MOD, and that's it. So, this is part 2, so let's get right to it. So, the reason why I think it's a cult is just because there are a lot of creepy stuff in GARRY'S MOD, but not just that, there's also a lot of religious stuff. Well, most of the time. Well, because there's sometimes because at one point there's that one map I can't remember what it's called, but I had one saying, God isn't real. Yes, I don't know what the map is called, but this one map said God isn't real. If I can't find it on Google, and then I'm just gonna have to explain it to you guys. I'm probably not gonna find the actual building. But yeah. But anyways, yeah. But not just that. A lot of people have made in the same community have made a lot of creepy and sort of things. I mean, yeah. There's some that are just memes. Some are just there just for jokes. Some are broken. Some just defy the laws of physics. And others are religious, and others are just straight up creepy. Some are sus. But yeah. But there are a lot of unusual things. But yeah. But even though it does have a lot of those unusual things, I still like it. Because it's fun where you can walk around, play some stuff. But if you don't know this, GARRY'S MOD only has 2 maps. Well, kinda. Because they have 2 maps and all the Team Fortress maps. But the thing is you can only use Team Fortress items in GARRY'S MOD if you actually have the actual game Team Fortress. And yeah, the Half-Life game, yeah, you don't even need to get the game to use the ragdolls and the other objects. You can just use it for free. So why is it that we have to get the game just to use the Half-Life, the Team Fortress characters? Well, I don't know. But, yeah. Oh, I guess time for the next part. So, yeah. So, I know you're probably thinking, Devin, this still doesn't explain why GARRY'S MOD is still a cult. You still didn't explain why. Well, that is I'm going to explain today. Well, if you don't know or not, because in GARRY'S MOD, there are a lot of a lot of religious sayings and stuff. Not just that, there's also one point, the G-Man virus, which happened like way back in 2009, I think, or 2006. I think it happened in 2009, but yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah. No, I really think, but that still doesn't prove the point. How is it, is it ever be a cult? Is some people do. Like, how is this explain this? But don't worry, the viewer who's going into the comments and getting raged right now. Don't worry, I'll tell you. So this is why I think this is why GARRY'S MOD is a cult. Okay, so just let me explain. Okay, so GARRY'S MOD is a cult because there's like some maps don't or some maps are just normal, usual, but there's some other maps with just some creepy and other stuff. Like in the first map where there's like those tall buildings and the lake, right? Where there's also a dark room, there's a bright white room, there's another room with a mirror, and yeah, and I never think that's not really cultish if you ask me. Well, because I'm not there yet. So, yeah. So, alright guys, I'm sorry for the silent treatment because, when I'm trying to say something, I can't remember and my voice just sucks and dies and can't speak because I have to, and yeah. So I'm sorry for the silent treatment. If you get silent treatment, and that's just me, just not remembering. So yeah. But anyways, let's get right to it. So now let's go talk about G-Man. Yeah, G-Man from Half-Life. So if you don't know who G-Man is, you can go my first theory. You can go to part 1 and see who he is. But if you don't know who he is, G-Man is basically this business dude who does a usual business side. But there's something there's like something creepy about him. Man, now you're probably thinking, wait, so you're saying business people are just creepy in general? Or old man? No. No. But G-Man does have, a lot of interesting things about him. Where, for example, he seems to be very strange. And, yeah. And not just that, people apparently see him as like some god of some sort, or like some powerful being. Because if you don't know, in Garry's Mod, you can V-clip, you can fly, you can basically do anything that comes to your desires. Well, that's a well, and also we also mentioned in part 1, where you actually you're a god. Yeah, you're a demigod of some sort. But there's another thing I want to ask. Why are we even there? Like when you first start Garry's Mod, like what do you do? I mean, yeah, I know you can do whatever you want, but like what's the point of your existence there? Do you just do whatever? Because in other games they have like a little injective or like a thing or a goal you have to do, but in Garry's Mod that does not seem to be the case. Because in Garry's Mod it seems you can just, go talk to other players and stuff. Well, it seems that when you first start the game, it seems that you're not the only god or demigod of some sort. It seems that when other players join, they also seem to have the same abilities and such. So it seems that the player you play as is apparently a god, but not just your player, apparently everybody else. So, what does that mean? Anything about a cult? Well, because if you don't know, because there are some cults that actually do believe in religious of God and such, but there's some that don't. That don't. So, in this in mind, this could mean that the people in Garry's Mod who actually is a cult actually can believe in the God known as us, the player. Yeah. And also, another thing is that, and then when you first start Garry's Mod, it seems that that you're on a floating island of some sort, and nothing really special. It seems that your character can teleport, glitch, do a lot of hacks and glitches and stuff. And yeah, if you don't know who the creator of Garry's Mod is, he's Gary Newman. And yeah, but another thing, why did they call the game Gary Mod? I mean, I get about Gary. I get why about the G part, because well, duh, the G part is Gary, the guy who has made Gmod. Yeah. And I don't know why they call it mod, because Garry's Mod is not even a mod. It's like a game. It says Garry's Mod. It seems that they must be suggesting that you can get mods in Garry's Mod. I haven't really seen any mods or anything, but you can apply you can apply what's the that's what's the thing? Commands, yeah. In Garry's Mod you can do some commands and stuff. Yeah, not just that, you can even make your own thing, like you can make your own ragdoll, NPC, hope things or whatever. But they're not mods. They're just known as the Steam community, which is basically people from Steam or other people who also like a game go into the Steam community and then just make fun other things. But why did they call it mod? It's not like a game has a mod or anything. Well, because Garry's Mod doesn't have any mods. Or maybe it does and I just don't know. I don't know. But, yeah. So, yeah. So, basically, the point I'm trying to say is that the name of the game doesn't make any sense. But also, another thing is that the G in Garry's Mod makes sense, but the M doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they call it mod. Like in Garry's Mod, there's no mods you can just do because I have never seen, and I mean never ever seen anyone in my whole life ever play Garry's Mod with mods, which would not make any sense. But yeah, if you don't know what a mod is, or if you don't even know what it is in general, basically a mod is basically where you can like, it's basically you can basically, a mod is like making your own game, but not really directly game. It's like you can make your own thing. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not a mod developer. Well, I'm not. Duh. Well, anyways, basically mods are basically just things you can do to change the game or change stuff to make it different. Like for example, let's say for example like FNAF, right? Because of FNAF, like you have to start 6 a.m., but you can make a mod or something where you can have a limited amount of power or something like that. That's basically a mod is. It's basically a mod is where you can change stuff or change a thing from a game or grab a code from an enemy object or whatever and change it to a mod. And that's basically what a mod is, and yeah. So yeah. So Garry's Mod is a cult where people in robes believe in the god known as us, the player, or other multiple gods, but yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, if our player is a god, but in my first part one where I said we're a demigod. So yeah. Oh, and also, there's also another thing I forgot to mention this. Yeah, if you play Garry's Mod, you've noticed that you're alone. Yeah, because when you play Garry's Mod, or I mean, you play any map in general, it seems that you're all alone. It feels like everything's abandoned, like everything is like gone or something. I mean, yeah, some maps are futuristic, but like yeah, like everything's abandoned and lost. Well, not really if you just spawn them, but again, you create them. You don't because apparently when you're the player or whoever you're playing is, when you spawn them, it's like they're just created at thin air. Boom, appear. It's not like you just basically your player makes people out of nothing. Like they just appear out of thin air. It's like boop. Oh, there you go. Because that's how usually people believe in God, because they see him to make life and such. Basically, they see him as like the top tier being and such, and yeah. So I have nothing else to say, and that's probably gonna be it for this cult theory. I know both of my doesn't really explain that much of a cult. But I mean, there's some things that I did mention that did have the cult, where Garry's Mod has like this religious thing, and not just that. The player is a god, which means that people in real life who is a cult or not do believe in God or not, or if you're just an atheist, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah. The thing is, when I made this series, it's really hard to explain that it's a cult, just because in Garry's Mod it doesn't really show that much coldish stuff, but but there is like a lot of things happening behind the scenes and stuff. Because there are some, because if you don't know, there are some maps that are just either ruined, destroyed, and stuff. Like here's one as an example. Yeah, if you notice that's abandoned and such, but now you're building, wait a minute, this is from Steam Community, what does that guy do with anything? Well, because if you don't know, I feel like the reason I made this thing in the first place is because of the Steam Community, because there are definitely a lot of cults, which one of them is an NPC, one of them is even in fact a map, in general, but, yeah. So guys, that's gonna be it for my Garry's Mod is a cult. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Cool. Yep, I'm probably gonna be known as the Garry's Mod, guy. Or the GMOD man. Or whatever you wanna call me. Yeah, that's what people are probably gonna call me or something. I don't know. But yeah. I might make another theory about Garry's Mod. Yeah. So, yeah. The cult one, if anyone watches my cult theory, it's probably not going to make any sense. Because in my head it makes sense, but to other people it probably won't. Because how does it make sense? I don't know. Because my videos are bad, and they're really bad, like horrible. But yeah. But anyways, that'll be it. That'll be it for this theory. Now time to make a completely different theory. Wow, sweet. Alright. Uh, bye.